Hello. Just a quick note about lectures and readings in the course. So for lectures, I think one of the biggest things is that not everything that I say goes onto the whiteboard. And this is actually seems obvious, but it's also a little bit new. A lot of students are very used to very detailed PowerPoint slides being provided to them. Almost everything on the slide is what the instructor says. There's not much else being actually talked about. They're very detailed. They're almost like mini books. And then students get in the habit of just, oh, I'll just use the slides. I'll just skip lecture. Unfortunately, that's not going to work here. So I have a very traditional lecture style, and as such, I do a lot of talking, and I don't write everything that I say on the board. And so that really means you're going to need to do a lot more note taking than you're perhaps used to. I know, yes, I don't provide any notes to you. Why is that? Well, these things that I write are not in a form that's useful to give to you. So you have the responsibility of doing the note taking yourself. Feel free, of course, to share and collaborate on your notes with each other. I always think that's great, but it's just a real big heads up. You're probably going to need to develop this skill because it's not a skill that we all have. I certainly didn't have it when I made it to university. And a lot of my math and science courses didn't require it the same way as my sort of liberal arts. I took some political science and history courses and things, and oh my gosh, I was shocked that I would have teachers who would talk and talk and talk, and there would be nothing on the board. If I didn't actually take the notes, I wouldn't have the material I needed to study for those courses. The same is actually going to be true here. So just a heads up on that. All right. For readings in the course, I think the important thing to note, we've got lots of things that I'm gonna have as assigned readings for you to complement the lecture material or let you dig deeper based upon the lecture material. But the one thing that you need to know is there is one book to buy. So it's The Elements of Scrum by Sims and Johnson. It's this book. Well, this guy, all right. So The Elements of Scrum it has got the elephant on a striped ball. Anyways, by Sims and Johnson. You can get, I'll provide, of course, in the syllabus details about this book. You can get it for $10 on Amazon Kindle if you want an electronic copy. If you want a paperback one like this one, it's $40, which now that's a lot of money. It's not a long book with large font and small pages. It's only about 180 pages long. A lot of students report that they can sit down and read this book, I don't know, in a day, a couple days, whatever. It's not highly technical. It's all about Scrum. It's basically the details and the guide for how we're going to run our agile processes in this class. I stick quite true to what the book has. I think it does an excellent job explaining Scrum without too many details and too much talking. It gets to the point. And so I think it's a great resource, and it is required. I'll have assigned readings out of it. There's, of course, as I mentioned, there's lots of other books that we're going to use. We've got the engineering software as a service. That's what you used in 245. As you know, there's a free PDF of it now. I'll use a chapter out of Agile Project Management with Kanban. I've got permission from the author for Dynamics of Software Development. We'll read all sorts of stuff from it. There's a free PDF for a friendly introduction to software testing. I've got books like the Ruby on Rails tutorial, The Way of the Web Tester, and other things that will be available to us within O'Reilly, which is free to us because our university already pays for it. So I'll make wide use of a whole bunch of sources. All of them will be provided online, available to you, free except this guy. It's not a free book. The university doesn't have a license to it, and there's no other, I'll be honest, well, we won't even talk about it. I don't think you can obtain it any other way other than actually buying it. So that's a real big heads up. I'd go ahead and get out there and buy it now. It's a really good, I think it's a good book. And at only $10, that seems pretty reasonable. All right.